Although the people in this video are fake and made up, the situation is still real and happening right now in the Carmichael coal mine fostered by the Adani Group in Central Australia. The three main issues or scandals that are broadcast in this video are specifically child labor, which is shown through very young children working in extremely dangerous situations with very little compensation, respiratory issues in older workers, specifically black lung, and the overwhelming political corruption that is shown through like under-the-table deals and manipulation.
Raw materials became extremely important during the imperialistic industrial global shifts. As urban areas grew, so was the need for materials, and so was the need for laborers to find them. Yet its origins are dirty, getting slaves to be workers in Spanish silver mines and economic systems. However, the political corruption mostly came from our own democracy. It is a scandal because it is ran by businessmen who control too much of our free country.
These acts are still going on today, sadly, but they started back in the globalization eras and the industrialization eras. However, it is mostly prominent in places of white settlement in Africa and Australia.
How you can help. The first thing you can do to help is to boycott the products that come from mines that support this corruption. This sometimes includes things that you know and love, such as diamonds and other precious jewels. The second thing that you can do to help is to join unions against child labor. The third thing you can do to help is to look into the owners of these large corporations. See what their values are. See what they're instilling into their companies. We'd like to remind you that this video that you're going to be seeing next is all based off of real life occurrences that still happen today in mines such as Australia mining companies.
Good morning, America. I'm coming to you live from Ruckmaker, USA to unveil the corruption in our local and global mines. Today we're going to be talking to three individuals. One dealing with child labor, another dealing with medical compensation issues, and the third is an inside man who knows all about the capitalistic issues in our mines.
The first testimony comes from the mouth of the babe. Literally. It is uncommon knowledge, but the U.S. Union Against Child Labor says that an estimated 1 million children still work in the mines. Tell me, what is it like being a miner?
It's a pretty long night shift. I work from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. So I ended up skipping school at some point, and they started kicking me out. It's really dangerous and hard work. There's mine shafts that can collapse. I actually have some friends that have died from it. It's pretty scary.
Wow. So what are your wages like?
Like $2. It's just enough for them to like keep us in poverty, but also so we have to work. And they do feed us, but if we're not working, they won't feed. Like if they see me sleeping, which is hard because it's so late at night, but.
So how old are the other children that you work with?
I'm about 13, and some of my friends are like 12 and 14, 15, 18. But I've heard at other places they hire like as young as 5.
Wow, that's heavy.
Our next account is from someone who has been chronically injured from the mines, Mr. Silikosis. What's it like being an elderly person in the mining workforce?
Well, it's not fun. We have back-breaking labor every single day, and we're stuck in these 4-foot shy halves every single day because that's just what the mining machine fits in. And the mining machine kicks up all this dust and all this coal dust, which is not fun, and it gets into our lungs.
So, how many hours per week do you work?
I'm sorry, how much? Or how much what?
How many hours per week?
Oh, how many hours? Well, we worked, on paper it says 40 hours. So we work as many hours as we have to do to get that deadline done.
So I've seen that many people are coughing just like you. There's a respiratory disease?
Oh yes. See, remember when I said all the mining machines kick up all this dust and we breathe it in? Well, that doesn't exhale, so we keep that in our lungs, and that just makes our lungs crack more or less.
What's that called?
It's called black lung.
So that's chronic. Do you get any compensation for that?
I'm sorry,
Do you get any compensation for that?
Oh no. I've tried talking to the boss, at least our boss, and he's just like, whatever, he shoves it off.
Oh, hopefully it gets
I'm
better
sorry.
for you.
Oh, thank you.
You know, actually, BBC News did an expose saying that over 50,000 cases of mine compensation disease final account comes from a real inside man in today's mines. The local assistant manager of this town's mines, Winston Weaselton. Hi, Mr. Weaselton. This is completely off the record, but do you think you could share some info about the corruption in your mines, maybe from your boss?
I don't really think I should say anything. With all these wages cuts, to hell with it. There is a large amount of corruption in this industry, and do you know where it comes from? Those big cats. They come in here and smoke their cigars and reap all the cash while workers have heaved for pennies.
So where do these lack of wages go?
The owners of the mines work with large oil, coal, and other corporations. As an assistant manager, I've seen many things. They're all the same.
So in these campuses, where do you think it's been the worst?
African mines, by far, in Liberia. They bribe political people to pinch pennies to build mines. Most of the industries was caught in the act long ago, after it was done. In Australia, the Minister of Mining and Foreign Minister were charged with corruption and approving the mining license that was approved, even though it was not complete, so we cut corners to get more mining industries up.
That's horrible. Well, what do you think is the largest problem with this economic corruption?
So many people who are working for these companies who are not getting enough money to pay their bills.
That's so sad. Well, you've heard it, folks.
Wow, how devastating to see low wages, child labor, capitalistic blackmail in our mines, and modern America. You would have never guessed.